Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden mechanics of a literal financial nightmare, the anatomy of a bank run. We're going to break down exactly what happens behind the scenes when a bank fails, track it hour by hour, and most importantly, figure out how you can actually protect yourself.
So let's just drop right into a hypothetical for a second. What if your bank completely collapsed tomorrow? Just imagine it. You wake up, grab your phone, like we all do every single morning, and you open up your banking app just expecting to see your checking balance. But, well, you see something else entirely. Error. You kind of just stare at it for a second, right? You refresh the app, still an error. So you force quit, open it back up, absolutely nothing. Naturally, you jump over to social media to see if the app is down for everybody else, and your feed is just exploding. The news is everywhere. Your bank has actually collapsed. Suddenly, you're staring at this exact message: service temporarily unavailable. And man, that immediate terror just hits you. Your last salary deposit, it's in there. Your life savings, in there. That rent payment you got due tomorrow morning, completely trapped right behind this screen.
Okay, let's get into section 1, the morning of the collapse. You know, bank failures don't usually start with some massive explosion or a dramatic bankruptcy announcement from the CEO. No, they almost always begin with step 1, rumors, just whispers starting to spread. Then comes step 2, where the panic actually sets in. And finally, step 3, where literally everyone rushes to withdraw their money at exactly the same time. And boom, you've got a classic panic-driven bank run.
It is honestly terrifying how fast this all happens, especially today, right? A digital bank run moves at the speed of a retweet. At hour 0, the rumor begins. By hour 6, from your perspective as an everyday customer, things are getting incredibly scary. You try to transfer money, it fails. You run down the street to the ATM, and the screen just says unavailable. Customer support, they've completely stopped answering the phones. And by day 1, government regulators step in and freeze everything. The executives lose total control, and any new withdrawals are severely limited.
Which brings us to section 2, regulators and deposit insurance. Because at this exact moment, every single panicked customer staring at their phone is thinking the exact same thing. Is all my money just gone?
Well, take a deep breath, because even though most people assume the absolute worst in that moment, the answer is usually no. Contrary to popular belief, your cash hasn't just vanished into thin air. This is where deposit insurance steps in. Government protections, like the FDIC in the United States, ensure that as long as your balance is under the legal limit, your money is completely safe. It is legally protected if the bank fails. But we really need to look at the massive disconnect here between expectation and reality. What people think is that their money is gone forever. But the reality? Your money is legally protected, yes, but it's temporarily frozen. And right there, that temporary freeze, that's the massive, hidden problem that almost nobody is talking about. Let's unpack that in section 3, the frozen money trap. Here's the really harsh reality. Even if your money is fully protected by the government, you might not have access to it right away. So on day 1, your money's frozen. But on day 2 and day 3, your life doesn't freeze. Rent is still due, you still gotta buy groceries, the bills just keep showing up. And the stress steadily increases day by day because that lack of immediate liquidity, it is absolutely suffocating. So who actually gets hurt the most here? It's small businesses, freelancers, and basically anyone holding a balance higher than those insurance limits. Just imagine being a small business owner right now. Your business checking account is completely frozen, but you have employees waiting to get paid, and payroll is literally due today. That lack of immediate access is where the real pain hits. Moving on to section 4, the Silicon Valley Bank run. Look at the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. A rumor started and it sparked a panic so incredibly fast that tens of billions of dollars were digitally withdrawn in just a matter of hours. The bank essentially collapsed overnight, freezing payrolls for tech companies across the country before the government could even intervene. It caused widespread chaos for one simple reason. Businesses suddenly couldn't access the cash they needed to just keep the lights on. Okay, let's talk solutions. Section 5, the ultimate survival strategy. The fix here is actually incredibly simple. Relying on just one single bank, with absolutely everything inside it, creates a highly dangerous single point of failure. If that one institution freezes, your entire financial life freezes right along with it. The ultimate strategy? Split your funds between multiple banks and keep some emergency physical cash on hand. This ensures you always have access to liquidity, even if one institution goes completely offline. So, if you take one crucial thing away from this whole explainer, it's this: diversify your regular bank accounts, not just your investments. It's wild, but this is the one thing most people never do. We're always told to diversify our stock portfolios, right? But we rarely apply that same brilliant protective logic to our everyday checking and savings accounts. I want to leave you with this final, pretty powerful thought. The people who survive best aren't the smartest, they're the people who prepared before the headlines arrived. Remember, a bank collapse is incredibly rare, but every single one of them feels completely impossible right up until the exact moment it happens. So take action now. Build your redundancy. Which leaves me with one final question for you. If the music stops tomorrow, exactly how many days can you survive on the cash in your pocket right now? If you found this explainer valuable, please hit that subscribe button and definitely share it with a friend so they aren't caught off guard either. Thanks so much for learning with me today.